I am Mama Kwaba Biom, True to Power, live on Royal TV. With me, your host, Abdallah Adam Said. And penny for Mama Kwaba Biom. Yeah. Jackson, na me pese Wolandi na mema Abdel Wahab ebam.
Enti 5 minutes and
level no awuduru no na edian na opese yete wase efa analysis and now make it. But still now you were trying to convince us that there's no clear difference between MPP as a party and Nanado's government.
There's a Nanado, Pama as an independent. Nanado did not contest it to be president of this republic as an independent candidate. On the ticket of MPP, he came to power. Entina Okoye cabinet meeting, MPP regional, MPP national secretary, and the chairman, Etimobino. Because Ubu Mini year, you say in Guazek and Gruma, Kukuntes will be a day, Ebi Kano. Now,
at the main tier or last point on this, and San Abdul Wahab.
Yeah, Mesa baby.
Surely, Obey Sabam.
Here, John Dramani Mahama time or call IMF. The first 4 years of John Dramani Mahama, it wasn't easy. Easier, and say the first 4 years, remember, from 2013 down, from January up to August, na MPP for Ninja Court. Most of bilateral interruptions, any multilateral interruptions, put on hold. You run the country somehow. You free move pet and a doom so ebaye. Which of course I know my brother would never sit here and say doom so it was an inherited problem. But it rose to its climax. John Dramani Mahama Eti Akunyatra as president. Dumso Twaswa for 2 years, 3 months, from October 2013 to December 2015. Ochakia 2 years, 3 months. When we affected John Mahama within the first tenure of office. Emunuasu 2014 you call World Economic Crunch. We have gold price falling, cocoa price falling. Most of the commodities, diamond price, most of these commodities are yet foreign exchange. Nini now follow price ne follow. Nini now but told John Mahama first 4 years of his government. And no than China. SPSO Kwame Nkrumah na and also Amaya one oil field or Jubilee field no. For 7 months, ni enya problem. Entina oil production in Koso. Okay, virtually we have 48 months in every 4 years. We have 48 months. So okay, when you roughly require 42 months of John Mahama on 2 million. But look at senior economy. No, he ran to IMF. The MPP bastardized it. But after that, the IMF had to give a report on Ghana. So, John Mahama, in spite of all these difficulties, was rolling out free-day SHS. In spite of all these things, John Dramani Mahama, Ghana, way forward, actually 2019, Ghana will begin to record a growth of 8 point something thereof. So what I say? Enti Nanado first President Akufo-Addo first 3 years when you saw problem will be that 2017 the problem is Ghana had no, 2018 no, 2019 no, 2020 COVID 3 months, lockdown 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
There's a mituasia Nanado ne early days ne modern one and performance credit what the major mama.
The modern Manchester when your problem be upon the near build to Hobeji, he did not have these problems for the first 4 years.
But also claim we say Mama the cancer system into one no and I buy sanitize the system.
Maybe we'll go back, we'll come to that. So person me chiremu dia me chirem. Okay, so virtually President Akufo-Addo in the first 4 years. Go check it and I have the details here. The first one when you sap shocks when until election year. But John Mahama before his election year, all these predicaments had been falling on him. Until you can't, and you may call IMF. we were due, we were legitimate. But one more IMF no my brain minus. That is why in 2019 IMF did another report on Ghana 2019 December. That time Ghana were close to a debt default.
Mesa ba na my baby say so anyebia say Russia and Ukraine COVID-19 abe roko the ship of Nanado na obi pese wo underrated sa forces nyina I don't so no ehun senkaye etisen mesa ba wo ha because Russia and Ukraine there indeed it has been on the back burner of Nanado. Abdulhab
yeah, me just
minia Jackson Hremu MPP for Nanado aban better still mama yetia say obi bia odi mirika beko IMF obia na say more or less no amambo no na wonhu so ntase ya chewa ne sa enti wo kɔ na ɔman a adehye kronkron mind de esiden na wokopie IMF o say at the end of the day mo gina ho enti mi ne mo kura na munnim ne na mo ka
wa minua nsam ne de wa boroboro so sa bed na ansa na mekono I will entreat him to go and read Century Consensus
under John Mahama
the report
yeah
already reporting we are he would then understand why MPP see IMF aye coin ni MDC coin no they are not the same
difference room
what read the report one kasa na mo form wo yi e de coin
yeah
so mo Century after said Dr. Mahmoud Baumia organizing a series of lectures asking them to go to IMF, which they refused and decided that Omuko Century for homegrown solutions only to end up at IMF. It tells you that indeed these guys don't know what. But before then,
so why did you go there?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Allow. Jackson, allow.
I'm sorry.
Jackson is Jackson. Now, let me say Asemba. When a country is handed over to you under lower middle income status, not under IMF, you left the country in 2000 when John Ajekum Kufuor had to go to HIPIC. Because and going to HIPIC no BBNT unko HIPIC sorry yana wakojina I want to be in HIPIC. Debi. They have to look at with Gina Bresa they will sit here and see if you are qualified to be accepted as a highly poorly indebted country. Unko HIPIC sir. Debi. When you were vetted and it is clear say there was nothing, even money to pay workers as at that time. John Ajekum Kufuor and so to HIPIC. Now so John Ajekum Kufuor now Ghana was under lower middle income status, not under IMF. And I did on not Ghana, you can't near so pumping. There was no light off. There was no doom so. Kufuor never handed over doom so to NDC. You've been a journalist for quite a long time. You've been in this system. You followed it. Kufuor never handed over doom so to NDC. What am I saying? And that was why NDC for a right to a manifesto in 2008 Eka said better Ghana agenda. Of course, Kununim say brofu good, better, best. Admitting say Ghana was good under His Excellency John Ajekum Kufuor, and that for that matter they are now moving it to better. We had expected them in 2016 that Ghana will be the better that they promised us. So that by now, Akudanko Kufuor will be taking us to the what? Best. Instead, Ghana moved back to IMF again. Now, IMF one. And we are seeing Ajiatum say COVID strike here. So you can decide to sit in the studios of Royal TV. You can decide to sit in Ghana and lie to yourself. But the World Bank, we are saying IMF are striking. A friend saying COVID-19 are striking. Yeah. One will say Russia-Ukraine will have an impact on the economy of the whole world. And IMF now say indeed it is true that COVID-19 has struck. Any Russia-Ukraine war have an impact on the world's economy. And if it is doubted, that was why IMF was say IMF described IMF described yes to attest to the fact that there is indeed the world is indeed crashing. Only say IMF they buy and yes I call giri on say coin size can woman for conditionalities be mayo. They just give the money out because they know that the country the world is in crisis, and it was not only Ghana.
Scabbing na wokan wan say me
COVID IMF IMF the ma break Ghana during the COVID time. No, not that one. So we the any call here during that one during COVID time no. So IMF discover World Bank discover and those monies given to this country attested to the fact that indeed we are say I agree. Me busa time on mo IMF no time on mo IMF discover bre omo. Say we are saying in Ghana for money. But the century concessions, was century. Hono, say, Mudi Sikanu Kojo, Mudi Bima, a Kujo to a black one, Mudi Kofa, plane, ko Wako farm, ko Wareye, a Binmudi ko Abrochino Kosuya, dear. How can you have a minister using the state's resources to pursue his education? And that was what has been under your government. It's yen the animal the initiative and the same. Now, Minia, only NDC for she has a Pierre Laporte, World Bank country director. Today, or say Ghana problems are come to do now. Some of the decisions are you take here in 2012. To 2016. 2012 to 2016, I'm president of Ghana. Ne do dankwa. Ne Joanna Jokunku for and AJE emails. It was under John Dramani Mahama. Well, and the reason say, ya kwaya contract akofa a car pa ne ade ade nyina de aba. Take it or leave it. Those contracts. Was it those contracts were too much? A minimum sign sign and I say agreement too much for the country. We have excess power that we don't need, and we don't even use them, and we are paying. These are some of the problems and now the year cool. IMF economy. They are different things altogether.
COVID funding now can one sense IMF de boy. According to you, there were no conditionalities attached. And chair more microphone be from a stream etimi babontin say getting into 2020 election COVID sika yechema parliamentary candidate be na ono ne onene saka no as in susie mu no onene de nu so entino she was lamenting bitterly
when IMF was bringing the money and the Pierre Laporte catcher say sika na na de ba no every single dollar omuni miena sika ni ba be den. They were for projects and other things, so they were aware and they are monitoring. And I was saying,
but here were some of your members
those things, those monies. I had the buyer. No, the question I was saying is many people were giving money. Most of the MPs, including the opposition MPs, were giving money. There was a reason for that money.
So your candidates were also giving.
Maybe. Sikana Yadima, I am not aware say any parliamentary candidate was giving any money. What am I saying? And she can be saying, but one thing I know, and they said, Sikano, there were some posts given to some MPs because they were supposed to get those monies to make sure that areas, yeah, what's up with Eddie? But the point I'm making is say, MPP as a political party never went to IMF as a result of recklessness. No, we went because the world is in deep crisis. And the World Bank has accepted it. The IMF itself has accepted it. And that is why the NDC should admit. The NDC should admit that the NPP never went to IMF through reckless borrowing and through reckless expenditure.
Jackson, this point here very, very crucial, mami. Utie NDC for Dane na mo pese Ghana for enya ntiase say indeed nanado ne na ban eye amambuo bone a sabi indiscipline, physical and financial indiscipline, recklessness enama omukopio ho. But here we are, this gentleman is trying to convince us indeed Russia and Ukraine and COVID-19 in particular and a Rocco ship na they had no choice than say nanado ebe dwane akopinu omo ade nkwaje abre Ghana for NDC for mu claim say recklessness and financial indiscipline no e den na monan esiso
earlier no crase mu no say mama ti ade we mfi ho President Kufuor ko dumsom President Kufuor experienced dumso 2006-2007. It took any meaningful investment in the energy sector. Generators. And the then minister Rakubo said these are toys.
But on any point in this, did Kufuor hand over Dumso to you people?
Kufuor ko dumsom. Kufuor ko dumsom no. What happened? Adoye and say enko fa so for no ko bompae e wa kosombu. That time na bagridam na disturb ye. That was the only source. Ensuo ne ma na yenya light. Ensuo ne wi a na ye light e kwa atwe. That was how we went into Dumso. So Kufuor experienced Dumso. Atamils experienced Dumso. JJ Rellens experienced Dumso. It no bia na ka say John Dramani man na do Dumso by. It happened when it has risen, the problem has decayed to its unbearable moment. Hwe maminka se mincho o ka okuje to abrakwa asem. Say na of fact what we see a site okujeto in any report say we use for my sika da akusua de wa brocheda. It has never happened. It is their own imagination report to be done. But there's a report on President Akufo-Addo to have chartered $20,000 aircraft private jet for 1 hour for 3 weeks, 14,000 pounds 14,000 pounds aircraft for 2 weeks, not a correct plane. A move on and one friend, a coffin, ne catch me on the 2 radios or the 2 TVs. Yeah, a coffin number. This is a recklessness. What want my win? Yes, he can. I'm fan Tom Colanto to say, when was the last time Ghana shot 2 vaccines for 6 killer disease vaccines? It been seen that for so many years. We've gone past those stages. President Akufo-Addo to mission kola nim yes, he can crown found to vaccine man kola. No, that go 2 man who. So we see National Cathedral. Recklessness at its best. Your case will be a recklesser, Baba. Minia, your case will be a recklesser. At the end of the year, there's ample advices. Say, baby, I won't know true. But you keep doing it. It's just a way you're reckless. You care less about what will happen. The consequences won't found. 2019 staff level reporter, IMF 4-year for President Akufo-Addo. John Mahama, Eja Omainama MPP, no, Oja Ghana economy at debt sustainable level. That was 56% GDP, debt to GDP. Now Akufo-Addo by before COVID, now our bubbles here do 63%, over 2 points. To be very mindful of not reaching a default state. Now, when was the last time we